Hello there. All right. Good to see you again. So this is Dennis Roboletti. He's the township
Very nice to meet you. Welcome to Addison
man in
Township.
charge here.
Welcome. I heard you guys were just in Elmhurst.
Elmhurst is
Hello. Hi, I'm Dennis Roboletti.
Nice to meet you. Hello. George.
Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
My name is Zobo.
Very nice to meet you. Welcome to Addison Township. So we're going to end up at our board meeting room. But the township has a different process than what the city government has in Elmhurst. We provide a lot of services for people in need. So while Elmhurst deals a lot with economic development and infrastructure, we deal with social services. And one of the things we're very proud of here is that within the last 5 years, we built out a 5,000 square foot food pantry. And from the time previous to the pandemic, we were feeding about 50 to 75 families a week. And now, during the height of the pandemic, we were feeding 600 families a week. So there was a great deal of need. And we are still serving about 150 families per week. So let me welcome you into the food pantry and I'll show you how it operates.
Yeah, it's very, very nice.
So prior to the pandemic, this was office space. And this has been completely transformed. We get them from local grocery stores. We get them from what they call the Northern Illinois Food Bank, which is a not-for-profit agency where they receive personal donations, corporate donations, and assistance from the government, different levels of government. And we are able to purchase food from them at a greatly reduced price. And we also get donations from the community and local businesses. And that's how we balance things out here. So this has been under constant transition because of the pandemic. At one point, we had 25 commercial refrigerators in this room to take on produce and meat. And we were a local distribution site to help other local food pantries and the families that were coming here. As you've seen you've seen how the parking lot is. It's very big. It's back that way. And here, the parking lot was filled with cars because so many residents had lost their jobs and were in danger of losing their homes. So now it's transitioned again, where we are having trouble getting food because of how the economy has changed here in the United States. And so right now we're working on gathering more food. We're getting less donations from the grocery stores. and we're getting less donations from everywhere else because things have become more difficult here. But we are working through that right now. But as you see around you, we have all different types of food and offerings. And our staff right now is packing food for the residents. They can come twice a month. And we track all that activity via a program that works with the Northern Illinois Food Bank. So I'll let you walk around just a little bit to see the process and see what we have. Right across the way here, you see some of the refrigerators and freezers. This is our freezer room. So you have, almost all of them are running. But one of the things we're experiencing now with the economic downturn is a shortage of meat. This is our operational refrigeration room right now. You have a walk-in refrigerator here. And then we store produce and other donations in here.
Some milk on the
There's
left.
some milk. We just had distribution yesterday, so a lot of the food is gone. Right. We also purchase about 200 gallons of milk a week. Milk. To provide that along for free.
Look at
There you go.
Oh, an ice cream cake.
Ice cream pie.
Ice cream pie.
So Bob, you had a question.
I just was wondering if you can comment on how the Addison Township Food Pantry Cooperative coordinates with other private church-driven food pantries or social services that we have.
So when I first was elected back in 2017, the mayor of Addison approached me along with a large number of churches here in the town. And what we ended up working on was consolidating a number of very small church food pantries and have everybody work together here. Because running a food pantry is extremely expensive. And the churches run off of volunteers. And unlike employees, you can't guarantee you always have somebody to staff. So over a period of time, we were able to eventually get everybody to buy in. And so basically, all of the village of Addison is covered by this. But this food pantry covers 8 communities, and Elmhurst is one of them.
Тэгээд энэ Альтангаас хойш ер нь Монгол улс дээр хүнсний толгоноос татгалзъя гэж. Хүнсний толгонгоо дүүрэг, хүнсний толгонгоо хороо, хүнсний толгонгоо сум гэж баг гэдэг ингэ зарлаад байгаа.
Used to distribute food coupons
Okay.
to low-income families, but now we are all, the nation where the country where declining or refusing to use the coupons. This food coupon has a monetary value. So, for example, for children under 16 years old, they can be given like a food coupon worth of 16,000 tourists. And then above certain age, like a 30,000 tourists worth of worth of money to buy the food. So, we got a new minister for our social security, the ministry, and then that minister said that we are not gonna use that food stamp anymore. But I didn't like that initiative, so I just said my opinion about keeping and continuing to provide these food stamps.
манай аймагт 28,000 өрх өгөхгүй 28,000 өрх дотор одоо ингээ ахтраа хүнсд одоо ингээ бас хүнсээс татгалзаад байна л да хөрхий нөгөө.
So that when the government, especially the minister, is saying that we are not gonna use the food stamps anymore, that puts the pressure on the families, and they're kind of deciding that okay, I don't need the food stamps, I'm not gonna have the food stamps. But in reality, that these families are living under very poor conditions.
Олон хүүхэдтэй,
So they have many
цалин
children, and they are
хүрэлцдэггүй.
little, and then they don't have enough the money to buy food.
Өөртөө гол
There are lots
шилтэй,
of
өөртөө ингэтэй.
single moms and single dads. So that the government has this pressure on these low-income families, but as you can see that out of 28,000 households, only like 600 of them are receiving now the food stamp, which is a very low number.
Засаг даргын ажлыг бас дүгнж байгаа. Гişний одоо хүнсний толгоонд баг хамааруулж чадж чиний ажилласан сайн байна. Тэгээд өсөөдөө чиний ажил бас муу байна гэх.
Also internally for our government, the governor's the job is rated based on how much the household receiving food stamps. If the less the household receiving the food stamps, the governor's job is rated good. The better.
He is the governor.
Right.
So,
Right. So it's different here in Illinois.
Pero Illinois din o teuro.
So the state of Illinois
Illinois mo jud
grants people
most
funding
за санхүүжилт
to buy groceries,
за хүнсний юм бодлож аваач гэж одоо
and that's all means tested.
тэгэхээр энэ нэг болохоор зэрэг яг хэрэгцээг нь үндэслэж одоо юм.
But it isn't always a lot of money,
Гэхдээ энэ болохоор зэрэг хангалттай мөнгө байж чаддаггүй.
which also brings them here.
Тийм учраас тэр хүмүүс чинь дээр нь бас ичиг урч.
So the other issue is they're not allowed to buy personal hygiene items
Тэгээд хувийн одоо ариун цэврийн хэрэглээ
or diapers for their children
хүүхдүүдтэй одоо жив бодлож
with the state money.
Улсын мөнгөөр тэр одоо халамжийн мөнгөөр тэр юм бодлож авах болтгоо.
And there are other families that are in between jobs,
ажлын хооронд байгаа хүмүүс байгаа шүү.
have lost income in their family,
Тэгээд өрхийн хооллыг алдсан.
and then they have to make tough decisions on how they deal with their household expenses.
Өрхийн хоон зарлыг яаж одоо төлөх вэ гэдэг асуудал хүнд асуудалтай тул.
And many of the people we have here
Тэгээд энд ирдэг хүмүүс
are seniors
болохоор голдоо одоо настай
who are on
хүмүүс.
fixed incomes,
Тэгээд тэд нар ч болохоор зэрэг яг тогтвортой
a lot of single parents, single moms, with children.
ээжүүд байна голдоо их олон хүүхэд.
and then people who have lost their jobs or are transitioning.
Ажлаа алдсан ч юм уу эсвэл өөр ажил шилжих гэж ч юм уу ингээд ийм шилждэг.
And as the economy worsens here in the United States, and inflation rises, we see more people coming because groceries have become so expensive. So there's means testing at the state, and then those that don't qualify then would traditionally come here. But we don't get rated on how many people are here or not here. I always tell people I wish people didn't need to use the food pantry because that way they were economically sufficient on their own. And what the pandemic taught us was that we saw people we knew that were families who the husband and wife both worked. They lost their jobs. They had no income. And a week prior, life was fine. And the next week, they're here to get food assistance. So we're always here just in case.
Юмыг яаж мэдхүү? Яг тийм байдал хинч тохиолдно гэдээ бэлэн байж байдаг юм аа.
But it's hard for us to manage this portion
Гэхдээ яг энэ хэсгийг одоо удирдахад бид нар их хэцүү байдаг.
because we're never quite sure how many people are going to come every week,
7 хоног хэдэн ирэх тоо байх баримжаа байхгүй.
and we're never quite sure how many donations.
Нийтдээ дээрээс
and how much food will come in.
Энд ирэх бас тооцоо байхгүй.
So at the grocery store,
Хүнсний дэлгүүр дээр
they know how much is going out and what they need to bring in.
Хичнээн хөдөлж агуулга яг үг мэдж байгаа шүү дээ.
And so the one thing I've told all my employees and volunteers is
Манай одоо сайн дурын болон өөрийнхөө ажилтнуудад би нэг юм хэлдэг.
the only thing that is constant here
Энд ч тогтмол байдаг нэг зүйл.
is inconsistency.
Тогтворгүй байдгийн зүйл энэ ч тогтмол байдаг гэж хэлдэг.
Every day is new here,
Өдөр болгон
and every day is very different.
өдөр болгонд өөр байдаг.
Now, if we talk about social services here, you want to talk about it upstairs.
We can move upstairs.
And we'll talk about how we...
Манайх яг л хүнсний толгойн төр өөрөө
So what I've got here
За би энд юу бэлдсэн бэ гэхээр
is a little bit of background
за манай
about the history of Addison Township,
Addison Township-ийн
from where it started
хизээ бид нэр
and to where we are today.
тэгээд өнөөдөр яг ямар байдлаа байна гэдгийг би чамарсан байна.
And so you can see the founding of Addison Township was 1833, which is 15 years after the state of Illinois was founded. And as you have a chance to read this at your leisure, townships have changed quite a bit from when they first started. It's hard to imagine, but the township was all farmland. And the founders would come from the city of Chicago, and the township was designed to build a school and to take care of the roads in the new township. And the township is 36 square miles. And so that's how they would build schools throughout the state, by every 6 square miles, 36 square miles.
36 square miles.
And all the farmers would come together once a year to decide what they should be doing with the school and the roads and wherever the township offices were at that time. And the actual one-room school is still present. It is right by Elmhurst in the town of Bensonville. It is called the Fisher Farm. And then the founder of the village of Addison, where you're at right now, is from the Dunkley family. And Addison used to be known as Dunkley Grove. So this will give you some background. But there are a number of families that you'll see their names actually represent the name of the towns that exist today. But as you see our proximity to Chicago, this township area really started being built out in the mid-1960s. And then it's grown ever since. And you see our proximity to O'Hare Airport. Actually, a portion of O'Hare Airport is in Addison Township. And we are a very highly industrial-based township. A great deal of manufacturing occurs here. And that's based off of our infrastructure. You have a number of interstates that run through the township. You have large rail lines that run through here. And what you'll see in this area now is that as Amazon grows and people shop more on the internet, you'll see a large change in how building and lands are being used as they are purchasing large warehouses to store the goods to be closer to the consumer. And within our township of the 36 square miles, you have a number of towns, and those towns are considered to be incorporated. We also have land, subdivisions, that do not reside within an incorporated town or village. In an Addison Township, that's about 8,000 residents. And so Addison Township performs governance over those areas more directly. And then DuPage County provides more of the incorporated structure for them. Dealing with building and zoning. As Alderman Dunn reminded me, in the incorporated communities, they have their own police departments. In the unincorporated areas, the DuPage County Sheriff provides those services. However, the county, the township, and the communities, the cities, do work together on those issues. Township government is set up under Illinois state law to provide 3 different services. One of those is called Town Services, which is what I'm in charge of, which is the social services from the food pantry to assistance with utilities, assistance with housing, senior services. Am I leaving anything else out, Sandy, from our side? From a statutory? So we provide emergency assistance to individuals by economic need. And that is a one-time grant. That EA part. It is the one-time grant that they can get 5 times in a lifetime. And that grant is approximately $400 each time. And a lot of times, we will assist with rent through that. But to make sure that the resources go to help with rent, we work directly with the landlords to make sure they're paid. The same with the way when the city of Elmhurst provides water for residents. If our township residents have difficulty paying their water bill,
оршин суугч болохоор усныхаа мөнгийг төлж чадахгүй болсон тохиолдолд
and they're in danger of having their water turned off.
тэгээд усыг нь хаах тийм нөхцөл байдал үүснэ шүү дээ. Тийм байдалд оруулахгүй тулд
We provide financial assistance
санхүүгийн тусламж
to keep their water on.
Тэгэхээр усыг нь одоо хаалгахгүй байх.
We also provide lodging
Гадна бид нар бас орон байр хангаж өгдөг.
for homeless individuals within the
Яг
township.
манад амьдарч байгаа орон байргүй хүмүүст төр орнох байр.
And then we work with the county
Тэгээд үүнийг бид нар бол county-тэй хамтарч хийдэг.
to find them more permanent.
Тэгээд байнгын одоо амьдрах
Housing.
орон байр өгөх тал дээрээ county-тэй хамтарч ажилладаг.
We have general assistance.
За бид нар ерөнхий одоо тусалцаа.
And I'll have Sandy explain the general assistance
Санди
portion.
манад яг ерөнхий тусалцааг ярих бах.
Go ahead. No, the one per, how the,
The
how the,
EA?
no, the GA portion.
Okay, where an individual
За хувь хүний
will come in here and receive
хүн хурж ирээд
a monthly grant for $400.
За тэгээ сардаа нэг $400
Okay, and everyone has to bring in all their information. They have to bring in their social security, their birth certificate, all their personal information, and to make sure that they live in Addison Township. And usually the people that come here for that is because they're looking for some sort of social security disability. So some of them have lost their job, or they have been hurt on the job and they can't work anymore. So while they're on the general assistance, they have to go to Social Security and apply and fill out paperwork to see if they could get on Social Security, and then they get accepted. Until they get accepted, they're with us for 3 years, 4 years, it depends.
Хуулийн дагуу нийгмийн улсын нийгмийн халамжаас мөнгө авдаг. Тэр хүртлээр батлагдах хүртлээр манахаас одоо тусламж авдаг тийм аа.
So that, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. And I just wanted to say that program is basically for a single adult.
Яг насан туршсан ганц хүн дээр
Right, no children.
Right.
Хүүхэд биш.
And then that's the social aspects of the services that we provide.
Халамжийн талаасаа манай үзүүлдэг үйлчилгээний